it's Rick and Patty from the KORD Morning Show. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate it.
And, of course, you can always catch us anywhere and everywhere with our KORD mobile app. It's free for you in the App Store as well in Google Play.
Lainey Wilson, Heart Like a Truck, number one for New Country. It's 102.7 KORD. Good morning. 12 minutes after 6. You got Rick, you got Patty. Always good to be with you. Happy Monday right now, 56. And they are forecasting 96 for the high today.
No.
I know. It's going to be a warm one. You know,
last night it cooled down quite a bit.
It did. It was a little breezy, but it did warm down a little bit. And again, it's summertime. It's officially summertime now. So, I thought because we had a pretty mild winter, I was like, we may start cooking. We may start cooking.
This is supposed to be one of the hottest summers on record.
Oh, now you tell me.
Wow.
Now you tell me.
We'll see.
Well, there is a big...
The country is going through a heat wave.
I was going to say, the western, Midwest, southeast portions of the states, definitely summer's big. It's our first big heat wave. And it's going to be a sign of things to come, right? To me, once you get over a certain point, it's like, okay, it might as well be 120 because, if it's 110, 111, all right, it's hot. No matter what. Now I don't even feel it.
Well, it's fire season as well.
Yeah, so many fires, fires. And some friends in Yakima and that area just... thinking of you guys. They had to evacuate over the weekend and different things like that. So thinking of you guys this morning. As you dive into your day here in the Tri-Cities, today is Flying Saucer Day, UFO Day, Parlene's Day, Pralines, right? Pralines, not Parlenes, Pralines. Swim a Lap Day and National Upcycling Day. I don't know what
Well, I like the Swim a Lap Day.
All right, there you go.
Open that pool, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go.
Absolutely. So there you go. I'm more. Of course, I would love to believe that aliens are real. So for me, Flying Saucer Day, UFO Day. I think the reason why we've never come across any alien though is that the distance between the planets is just too great. I mean, for technology. So I'm not saying that there's not.
You don't believe that there are Martians?
I don't know. Not in our solar system, but maybe, light years away. I just can't believe with thousands of planets out there that we are uniquely the only one.
I don't think we are.
So, but I think the distance is too great for them to get here, even though, or like I love the memes where they drive by and go, nah. This is a crap show.
Stopping.
No, this is a crap show.
We'll pass up on Earth.
Exactly. We might be the trailer trash of the galaxy.
You never know. You never know.
We might be the trailer trash. We don't know. All right, so let's get your day started. Grab a cup of coffee, dig in. Let's get going. You got Rick and Patty. Good morning, KORD.
We love to hear from you, and it's easier than ever to reach out. Just open up the KORD mobile app and send us an app chat message, or you can contact us the old-fashioned way at 509-547-KORD. Number one for New Country, 102.7 KORD.
Toyota of Tri-Cities and 102.7 KORD have teamed up to support local businesses by giving away thousands of dollars in gift cards and passes to restaurants, movies, car washes, and more. Get your name in to win at the Toyota ticket counter on the KORD mobile app or 1027KORD.com. Now remember, when you win on KORD, take a photo of yourself and post it to social media using the hashtag WowMoments for a chance to win other prizes from Toyota of Tri-Cities.
If you got him, he's coming, of course, Pendleton Whiskey Music Fest.
Heck yes.
And we will have your free tickets at 7:20 this morning to see Thomas Rhett. I want to say Thomas, of course, is Pendleton Whiskey Music Fest. And don't quote me, but I think Riley Green is at this year's Watershed. So that Watershed lineup is a big, long list. Keeps growing. So I think Riley's over there, and I think Thomas Rhett, of course, is at the Pendleton Whiskey Music Fest. And we're going to give you a chance at 7:20 to walk away with those tickets to the party in Pendleton. Dustin Lynch, Jody Messina, Thomas Mack, Vanilla Ice Baby.
I know.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll give you a chance to win those tickets coming up here in just a little bit. All right, so here you go. Good Facebook question for you this morning. QR code menus, love or hate them? QR, because that's one of the ways we're getting you signed up for concert tickets these days.
Well, I prefer it because it's on your phone, but you start getting emails from all different vendors and whatnot.
You do. Is that kind of the draw? Yeah, suddenly you're getting, Grubhub and Uber Eats and just anything and everything that has to do with, I think that, again, because your internet, because you search for food. Here, let me give you 20 other options, right? So people have been posting right now, right there on the Facebook page. QR code menus, love or hate them. Susie says hate, hard to read on the phone, especially for old eyes. Danielle says hate the ones that look like a list. They don't have the details. Kevin says hate. Bobby Joe says hate. Ellen says hate. Rebecca hate.
Wow,
Liz
look at
hate.
that.
Jeremy hate. Liz hate. It just goes on and on. Corey love. I don't have to question if my menu has been cleaned after Jane Doe's little brat snotted all over it. And then Janet says hate. So
See, but it's wild because we take people to a QR code all
Yep,
the time
yep.
for entering this and that. But I do know that they like old school. Just let me fill out the entry form,
like
the
that.
entry blank.
They like to do that as well. So is it just because it's brand new technology, that you don't care for it?
I think people just don't like being spammed. They don't like being hit up by 50 million vendors.
Well, for me, I think it's CG Public House we went to. I love the fact that the QR code to pay the bill.
Pay the bill. I love that.
I love that because
So easy.
because I don't want to have to, number one, wait in line behind other people paying their bills. You know what I'm saying? Or let's just say hypothetically the host or hostess was even at the podium. You know what I'm saying? I want to pay my bill.
Yeah.
I want to go pay my bill. Or I like the fact that I think
You can tip that way as well.
Yeah, Hops and Drops I think does it. I love that I can just scan my card right there at the table and leave.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm,
easy.
and I'm good to
I
go.
agree as well.
So, but overwhelmingly this morning, they're hating the QR codes.
Well,
they're hating them.
I think people like face to face.
All right, they like face to face. I'm one of those. No, once I'm done, I want to get going. And
Not everybody is tech savvy though.
That's true. That's true. Exactly. Well, and then you have to shoot it just right. And I get it. I understand. I get it. So QR code menus, love or hate. More of your comments on the way. It looks like right now 99.9 are like, you hate
Isn't
it.
that weird?
Interesting.
I'm shocked at that.
Interesting. I know. I wonder if there's a marketing ploy there or something that someone could use, like no QR codes at this restaurant or something like that. So there you go. Facebook fun. Share more of your comments on the way. You got Rick and Patty.
You're waking up with the Cord Morning Show. Number one for New Country. 1027 KORD.
Roll, who's coming to Seattle in August, and yes, we'll have you free tickets. There you go, Halfway to Hell, his latest. 6:37, time for some Nashville news. What's going on in Nashville?
Well, speaking of Jelly Roll, when he left jail for the last time back in 2008, he told his fellow inmates, next time I see you, it'll be at Madison Square Garden. And just so you know, Jelly Roll is headlining Madison Square Garden on September 27th. It was not a lie. Meanwhile, Post Malone and Morgan Wallen continue. They are shattering records with their new duet, I Had Some Help. Just took 7 weeks to reach the number one spot on Billboard's country airplay chart. That is the fastest climb, they say, since Garth Brooks' More Than a Memory in 2007. The song debuted at number one on the Billboard Hot 100 back in May, and it broke Spotify's single-day country streaming record on its release date. The summertime breakup anthem. It's Post Malone's first ever number one country radio on country radio. And Morgan Wallen's, just so you know, his 14th. So, Post Malone is debuting his new country-infused album next month. It's going to happen in Nashville. He is partnering with Bud Light to offer fans an exclusive chance to hear the new songs first in person in Music City. That performance will happen on July 16th. Post Malone's highly anticipated album will drop in August. Willie Nelson expected to join his Outlaw Music Festival tour later this week. Just so you know, he's 91 years old, and he missed the first few days of the event due to doctor's orders. He spent that time resting and recovering. Bob Dylan and the others did continue to perform as scheduled. And finally, Zach Bryan will be releasing his new album on Independence Day. He's announced last week that he's releasing The Great American Bar Scene. That will happen on the 4th of July. He also said he'll be giving some bars across the United States and Canada early access to some of that new music, and will even visit a few of those bars. Just so you know, he's currently on tour through December. Those are your trending headlines.
Starting your day the right way with the Cord Morning Show. Number one for New Country. 1027 KORD. Have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto? Make sure you have our app, so when you connect your device, we can go everywhere together.
Chesney, take her home at 6:51, number one for New Country, 1027 KORD. Got Ricky, got Patty. Right now, 57 degrees. Whole lot of sunshine for you.
Yes.
So I read this story one time. It was very interesting about Betty White. And she talked about her husband that he proposed like multiple times.
Yep.
And was it Alan Ludden, right?
Yep.
Alan Ludden.
Mm-hmm.
And he proposed multiple times. And guess what she did?
Turned him down.
Turned him down.
Yeah, why not?
And so when she was interviewed years later, she said her biggest regret was that she had not married the love of her life sooner. And they were married for 20 years, but he got stomach cancer and died in the early 80s. Then she never remarried.
No,
never had another
she did
relationship.
not.
And had been asked, and she was young. She was in her 50s when he had passed away.
Yeah.
And they asked why she had never remarried. And she said all the time, once you had the best, who needs the rest?
Oh.
And she always said that. And so this situation is not Betty White's situation, but this situation's coming up this morning in Other People's Problems. Casey's got a situation about it. The fact that he asked his girlfriend, hey, do you want to get married? And she said, no.
Oh.
No. So do you hang around?
Or do you move on?
Yeah. Do you cut your losses? What do you do in that situation? All I can say is, famously, Betty White.
What's the hurry?
Well, I mean, in this day, if you love somebody,
well,
you might as well marry them.
I get it.
Yeah. And once you find the person you find, again, some people will spend a lifetime looking for the love of their life.
I know.
Some people at 15 years old finds the love of their life. I mean, it just varies.
Everybody's different. And don't you believe there's somebody for everybody? Or do you, I know some people are high maintenance.
No,
so I get it.
I believe, and I know this. Oh, how dare you, Rick? How dare you say it? I think there can be lots of people for lots of people, if that made sense. You know what I'm saying? I've been very fortunate in my lifetime. I've been in love a few times. You know what I'm saying? So any one of them I could have
I
married.
thought you meant all at the same time.
No,
I'm like,
Hey, sister wives it.
I know.
I'll sister wife that up, but no, I don't know if my wife would like that, but I'd sister wife it up. Absolutely,
would?
I would absolutely. Yeah, multiple wives. That's every guy's like raising their hand. Yeah, I'm not going to admit it right now to my wife, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I believe that, and I think locality. I think different places you go in your life.
I get it.
You run into other people, if that made sense. So there was a girl when I was down in Bakersfield, fell deeply in love with her. Her name was Kelly. I would have married her. Now, it didn't work out because I moved back up to the Tri-Cities to be near my son. And then she couldn't leave because of her son.
Oh.
So that relationship fell apart. And then luckily, within 6 months, I met Megan, my current wife. So I do believe that there can be multiple people in your, it just depends on where you're at. So we'll talk about this, Casey, coming up. I know. Patty's looking at me like
I'm looking at Rick like,
he's crazy.
I don't know. What if you spend a weekend in Bakersfield?
Well, no.
Kelly's there.
No, we're still friends. She's married. She's married now. She's married. That was almost 20. Gosh, that's almost 15, 16, 20. 20 years ago. But we're still great friends.
Yeah.
We didn't break up because of anything. The distance. You know what I'm saying? Didn't work out. So it's like, would I consider her to be the love of my life? Absolutely. But I also consider Megan to be the love of my life. So it just happens, you know what I'm saying, that timing.
I don't know. I've got questions.
All right, she's got questions. Casey, we'll do our best to solve it for you. It's already posted on Facebook. We'll get Patty's side of the story coming up here in just about 10 minutes. You got Rick and Patty.
Starting your day the right way with the Cord Morning Show, #1 for New Country, 1027 KORD.
Back Road, #1 for New Country. It's 1027 KORD. You got Rick, you got Patty. Good morning. 10 minutes after 7 o'clock. And yes, 10 minutes away from the Pendleton Whiskey Music Fest. Give you a chance to win some tickets coming up here at 7:20 this morning.
That's awesome news.
Super excited about it. All right, here you go. Casey's got a situation about a proposal. What's going on here?
Rick and Patty, I proposed to my girlfriend 2 weeks ago. She rejected my proposal. We're still together. My friends say I should dump her and move on, though. My sisters say I shouldn't end the relationship just because my girlfriend isn't ready to marry. They think she will be in the future and are encouraging me to stick it out. What would you do if you were me? Should I stay after being rejected? Is it worth it? Casey and Kennewick.
All right, Patty, your turn up to bat. What would you do in this situation?
Well, I need more information.
Okay.
But if you're asking this in a public forum like such, move on, man.
You think so?
Yep.
Well, obviously he loves her. and maybe she isn't ready to get married, and you could be engaged for a long time. I've knew people that were engaged forever.
I was engaged for 9 years.
There you go, exactly
9 years.
Yeah, absolutely. So my first wife, we lived together for 7 years, and then we were married for 7 years. So to each their own. It varies there, but she didn't break up with you. She's there. She didn't break up with you. So I wonder what the deal is.
That's what I'm saying. I need more information.
Yeah.
She didn't say why, you don't know, but you're at this point asking everybody. That means you're doubting. That's how I feel.
And
anyways.
we don't know Casey's age either. So are you 18, 19? Are you 55? We don't know Casey's age there. So that's interesting to know too.
I need some more information.
Yeah.
But I feel from what I do know, you're like ready to move on.
Well, I gave the example earlier of Betty White and Alan Ludden, where she turned him down multiple times, and she regretted it and said, man, she wanted more years with him because he passed away, from stomach cancer, and said, man, she took years away from her, what I'm saying, her happiness, she said, and she goes, and her biggest regret was like, not marrying the guy, so. What do you do in that situation? I think if you propose and they reject you, I concur with you on the red flag. Like, what's going on here? And it hurts.
Yeah, I don't know why she turned you down. Did she turn you down like, hey, I'm not quite sure that you're... I need more information.
I don't know about you, but I've had my heart stomped on a few times.
Yes.
Absolutely. I remember it was so funny when I did Match.com. This is before I met Megan. And this person at Walla Walla, we matched up on Match.com. And I sent a, whatever, hey, and she writes back, yeah, we would not be compatible. I'm like, you don't even know me. You didn't even give me a chance. And
maybe it was something you had on. Maybe.
Maybe. I'm just saying
to
that
some people, physical attraction is very important.
Okay. You know what? As I have joked, I'm a 5. I get it. I'm a 5, but I got personality, which could move me to a 5.5.
Oh my gosh,
no,
Rick!
You got to give yourself.
Rick.
I think. No, I've seen some odd couplings in my lifetime, Patty. You have too. I've seen odd couplings, and I go, that person's got personality. That person's got humor. Women say the number one thing they love is comedy, humor, for the most part. They'll overlook other things, but if they don't even give you a chance, apparently you've never had this happen to you, because you're not a guy, you're a girl. See, that's what happens. No, it's interesting. Girls look at it differently.
You crack me up.
No, I'm just saying. It's interesting that you look at it like that. Men get rejected, and it hurts just as much as, you don't think it hurts us men, but it does. Like, we're just not compatible. We're just not compatible.
Wow, you're competitive in the dating world too. You're making me laugh.
What I'm saying, it's like you don't even get to know me. You don't even give me.
I know.
So it's like that would that not hurt your feelings?
Yes,
but I'm saying,
Rick, how long ago was that?
Oh my gosh, it's been 15
turn the
years
page.
ago. No, but I'm saying from a dating standpoint, come on. I know 547 KORD, defend this situation. Casey, we'll do our best to solve this for you, buddy. You're saying red flag. Patty's predicting.
Yeah, I'm like, move on, man.
All right.
Move on.
What do you guys think? Let us know other people's problems. You got Rick and Patty. KORD.
The Cord Morning Show with Rick and Patty. Back with more next on number 1 for New Country, 102.7 KORD.
Toby Keith a few years back. Clay Walker. It was so good. So if you've not been to the party in Pendleton Whiskey Music Fest is coming up on July 13th. And we've got tickets.
We do. We have a few pairs of tickets, but one pair right now. What color should we take, Rick?
I'm letting you. You've been picking them, so you pick.
We will take color number 7.
All right, caller 7, 547 KORD, 547 KORD. This year's Pendleton Whiskey Music Fest. You got Dustin Lynch, Jody Messina, Thomas Mack. Thomas Rhett is your big headliner, and we'll take caller 7 right now. 547 KORD. Good luck from 102.7 KORD.
You're listening to Rick and Patty in the morning on number 1 for New Country, 102.7 KORD. No need to wait for AI. Catch us now on Google Home and Alexa devices. Open our app for more info.
Jason Aldean, let your boys be country. Number 1 for New Country. It's 102.7 KORD. Rick and Patty with you. Good morning, 7:38. Whole lot of sunshine for you right now. 96 can be the high today. Right now it's about 65 degrees for you, but 96. My wife had taken a photo of our stepson, my stepson, or her son working.
I saw.
He's a hardworking man.
Yeah.
He's out there polishing concrete. He works in construction, and that's a hot job. I mean, in terms of, like, if it's 96 today, he's working, right? And he loves it. He absolutely loves it. But it's hard. Hard work, man.
Heck yes.
When I think about physical labor,
man.
you and I are so lucky that we have a job that technically, within reason, doesn't have any physical labor. I mean, so if they saw our hands, they thought, oh, what pretty hands you guys have. Yeah. I mean, people who work for a living. And that's, I'm very respectful of, again, I always make the joke when they meet me and they go, oh my gosh, you work in radio. And then I always go back to them, well, you work for a living. I give them a lot of, if they're construction, if
I'd
they're
like to be somebody up on top of a roof today.
Oh, absolutely. Electrician, plumber. I mean, again, people are always super nice and fascinated by radio because we do radio. And I always make the joke to them, hey, man, you have a real job. I mean, like I said, it's, outside of doing my own home repairs, that's about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not out polishing concrete.
It's not a physical job.
No, not polishing concrete like my kid is every day for 10 hours a day. And not that, big old machinery and all that.
No.
Hard work. So, person who's got the hottest job. I know it's going to be hot today. 547 KORD. If you're out in the heat, call in. Let us know what you do for a living. We're curious. And then we'll salute you.
Heck yes.
Give you a little salute.
By all means.
On that. But I'm going to salute my stepson right now who's out there polishing the concrete. And he was working on some homes up there on Thompson Hill. That's what that hill is called, over there. And again, hard work, man. I see him do it.
Get it.
I'm like, oh, geez, I don't know. I
know.
It's been now, my very first job was shoveling manure, out of horse stalls. So it's
wow.
not like
That's
I have
a physical job.
No, and I loved it. And the reason why to this day I've had a lot of jobs in my lifetime. I said the reason why I loved that job more than anything else was there was no BS. Because here's the deal. Either the corral is clean or it's not. Yep. You know what I'm saying? The manure is out or it's not. There was no it was black and white, no gray area.
Well, when you were accomplished, you could see.
Right. You were done. Exactly. Yes. And you knew you did a good job. It was kind of cool because at the end of the day, you're like, okay, I baled the hay, I cleaned out the chicken coop. I did all these things, very physical work, but it got done, if that made sense.
It does make sense.
In our job, they could go, oh, well, you said this today. And, you this and that. I mean, I'm like, okay. So, I mean, again, it is. You know that. All right, take some calls. 547 KORD.
You're on fire today, Rick.
I am. Heat waves happening. What do you do for a living? We're going to salute you coming up. You got Rick and Patty. KORD.
We love to hear from you, and it's easier than ever to reach out. Just open up the Cord mobile app and send us an app chat message, or you can contact us the old-fashioned way at 509-547-KORD. Number one for New Country, 1027 KORD.
51, number one for New Country. It's 1027 KORD. You got Rick, you got Patty. It's going to be a hot one today, and we're doing salutes for those folks that have got hot jobs out there. Of course, the heat going to be 96 today. Ooh. And if you're outside working, man, it's hard work. Daniel, tell us what you do.
So I am a restoration crew chief for Surf Pro here in Kennewick, actually. Not usually outside, actually in the worst of it, in attics, crawl spaces, sewage water.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, you had me at sewage.
Sewage waters, yeah. What the? No.
Someone's got to do it.
I know. Someone's got to stick their hand in the poo. Someone's got to do it. And if you're going to stick your hand in the poo, you should at least get compensated great for it.
Exactly. Well, and it's more than just my hand. Usually we're swimming in it.
Oh, that's even, yeah.
Oh, my word.
Now,
no.
Yeah. So I hear you, man. Okay, so yeah, we're going to salute you today. What's your name? That's right, Daniel. We're going to salute you. And I'm not swimming. No, and he was saying, once you get used to it, I think it's kind of like a surgeon. Once you get used to seeing the gaping open wound, you kind of get used to it, I guess. Because we're like, come on, man, it's got to stink. You're doing sewage, it's got to stink. And he's like, no, you kind of, I don't know. I'd be like the nose clip from an animated cartoon. If you're in this, I've had a septic tank backup, and for me, it's like that does not smell. That does not. There is a place where we put in when we do our boating down near Richland, and there's a little sewage place right there. And you coming up the river, you cannot. That I'm like, oh my gosh, as you try to get off your board or whatever, it reeks.
Wow, Daniel, you...
Salute today, buddy. You get the salute. More of your calls on the way. 547 KORD. You got Rick and Patty.
You're waking up with the Cord Morning Show. Number 1 for New Country. 1027 KORD. Have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto? Make sure you have our app, so when you connect your device, we can go everywhere together.
A favor, and Rick and Patty with you. Good morning. 10 minutes after 8. Whole lot of sunshine for you. 65 degrees sunshine, 95 for the high today. Just posted it right there on the KORD mobile app. The number 1 celebrity pilgrimage site. It might surprise you in Washington State. So you know Graceland, of course. Have you ever been to Graceland?
I've never been to Graceland.
I actually have been to Graceland, and it's super cool. It really is. And now the funny thing about Graceland is it's in Memphis, but it's in a bad neighborhood of Memphis.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, so you drive into where Graceland's at, and you see graffiti for miles and miles. Like, man, this looks like an industrial.
You're like, are we in the hood?
You are in the hood at Graceland.
Okay.
And then you get to Graceland, of course. And of course, it's all fenced and gated.
Yeah.
But outside, it's spray, graffiti.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, wow. It's like, so in the day, this was kind of, it just got overrun, I guess, in terms of it. So, but Graceland, of course, is the number 1 most visited celebrity site there is. Prince's Paisley Park now has become a big, celebrity site that people go to. So think about Washington and some celebrities in Washington. And the number 1 might surprise you, the number 1 celebrity. I thought it was going to be Jimi Hendrix, because that's very, that's visited a lot.
Or Kurt Cobain.
Look at you. Look at the little brainiac. Look at the brainiac. I was going to say Bruce Lee is, Bruce Lee is in the top 10.
Is a winery listed on there?
No. This is celebrity.
Oh.
Celebrity pilgrimage. But you would think they might,
There's a celebrity or two that owns
There is Kyle
here.
MacLachlan in Walla Walla.
That's what I was thinking.
Absolutely. But you already hit it. Kurt Cobain right there. Number 3. So you've got Graceland. And then you've got, and then number 3, people going to see Kurt Cobain right there in Aberdeen. Now, Aberdeen. Some people would say that Aberdeen is not really that great of a, that's kind of a rundown.
I've heard some things. I've heard some things.
Same here. I've actually heard some things about that as well. So some people would say, Aberdeen's ugly or whatever. I've heard people say that. Now, I personally have never been to Aberdeen. Have you ever been to Aberdeen?
No.
Never have been. I know it's on the west side, but I've never been. Even when I lived in Seattle, never went. Abraham Lincoln, if you're curious, is number 2. Number 3, Kurt Cobain. Judy Garland, number 4. Patsy Cline, number 5. Henry Ford, number 6. Paisley Park, number 7. Elvis's birthplace, Tupelo, Mississippi, number 8. Andy Warhol, and then Emily Dickinson Museum right there in Massachusetts. So a couple places there if you're just curious. But no, like you said, the winery, not on the list. 55 for Jimi Hendrix. You'd think it'd be way higher on the list.
Yeah.
And then 17 for Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee right there.
I
for
gotcha.
it. So post it right now for you anywhere, everywhere on the station mobile app. You find great little content like that. It's just interspersed in there on your station app. Go check it out now.
Starting your day the right way with the Cord Morning Show. Number 1 for New Country. 1027 KORD.
1027 KORD is out and about with Ranch and Home making hometown moments. Ranch and Home is randomly awarding unsuspecting Tri-Cityans. Now, you never know when a Ranch and Home hometown moment might happen to you. Maybe in the coffee drive-thru, at the grocery store checkout, at the gas station.
And all we want to do is put a smile on people's faces, and that's what this is all about.
I just came to buy sodas, but my tank is empty. Thank you, Ranch and Home. That's awesome. You made my day.
Ranch and Home hometown moments are happening right now. Ranch and Home, they're here for you with your number 1 for New Country, 1027 KORD.
It was Tucson too late. You got Rick, you got Patty, 1027 KORD. Other people's problems. Going to wrap this off, tie this one off with Casey and Kennewick and the proposal. What happened with the proposal?
So Casey proposed to my girlfriend 2 weeks ago. She rejected it. So we're still together. My friends say I should dump her, though, and move on. And my sisters say, don't end the relationship just because your girlfriend isn't ready to marry. They think she will be in the future. They're still encouraging me to stick it out. What would you do if you were me? Would you stay after being rejected? Is it worth it? Casey in Kennewick.
Lots of comments already. What are people saying on Facebook already, Patty?
Mary says, depends on why she said no and if you've had a conversation with her about it. If she's not ready or if she's scared, stick around. She's just stringing you along. Leave her.
All right.
If she's just stringing you along.
Michelle says, leave now. David says, was this your second date? A couple good ones in there.
I'm like with Jen. There's a lot missing here, so kind of impossible to answer. But why did she say no? Just not ready yet? Never wants to get married? Too young? We need more.
I know. Tiffany says, I think some discussion should have been made about marriage before you propose. Maybe you have a good heart-to-heart conversation with her and ask her if she sees a future with you. If not, then I wouldn't waste time, especially if long-term is what you're looking for and she's not there for it. That's from Tiff.
Diane, have you even communicated with her? Have you asked her if she said no or just not yet? Why are you talking to friends and family now and social media about this instead of her?
Huge red flag. That's what Diane says, though, for sure. And then, Kathy, what's the whole story? Yeah, we didn't get the whole story, so I'm kind of like, we don't know.
That's what a lot of people are saying.
There's a lot of things left out of it, but the majority says if again, the question has to be asked, if she's not going to ever marry you, then why would you want to stay in that relationship? I understand what they're saying there.
Well, see, just like, if she said, I'm just not ready yet, or did she say no way? It depends.
Yeah, there are people that I look back in my life, my pitiful little life, and like there was people I should have proposed to and I never did propose to them. And I thought, I should have proposed because there was other people I would have married. There's other people I would have married. Now.
Wow.
But you just never. It's a feeling thing. You're like, okay, do they feel it? Do they not feel it? I like what they said. You should have a discussion before you ever think, hey, do you ever want? You don't have to be. Yeah,
I mean, if she said no, absolutely not, and probably never, then I'd move on. But if she said the time just isn't right, let's wait a while.
And interesting enough, in relationships, people will drop hints. So they'll say. You'll meet someone who says, and you're dating them, and they're like, I'm not going to get married. And so you take that as a hint, like, okay, well, maybe I'll never ask them, now they end up getting married down the road.
Yeah.
Just not to you. So that's been my lesson in life is whenever I've come across somebody who says, no, I'm not ready. Da, da, da. Now you're younger. I get that. And then years later, I see them, they're married and happy, and they're happy.
Other people.
And they're happily married. So I'm like, I'm all about that. I'm like, hey, whatever makes you happy. And at the end of the day, you need to be happy. So, and then I look like, okay, well, obviously it wasn't me, obviously it wasn't me. So what would you do in the situation? Casey, I think there's need to be some questions asked to the girlfriend.
Yes.
Where do you see this going long term? Is this going to work? And she's still with you. Yeah.
Or, if you feel like she's wasting your time, move on, man.
Now, I will say, before we tie this off, Kurt Russell, Goldie Hawn have never gotten married.
I know.
And they have been together
and
50 plus years. They have no desire to ever get married to each other.
Common law marriage.
Exactly. But of course, they have a lot of money, so they can make decisions like that. Some of us can't. All right, Casey, we did our best to help you out on this. What do you guys think? Let us know. 547-KORD. App chat us what you do in the situation. We want to know. You got Rick and Patty.
Starting your day the right way with the Cord Morning Show, #1 for New Country, 1027 KORD.
Rick and Patty in the morning, powered by Numerica Credit Union.